What is going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? Today we're going to check out a brand new Aegis coming from Geekvape. This is the one that I've been waiting for, folks. This is the Aegis X. Look at that screen. Wow, is it beautiful. Now, they sent this over in a special packaging for the reviewers. We did not get retail packaging, which means we did not get the spare parts. I didn't get any of the O-rings or anything like that. So I can't really show you what you're going to get inside of your package, but I can tell you it's going to include the Cerberus sub-ohm tank. You'll get a drip tip, 2 coil heads, 2 glass tanks. You'll get your extra O-rings, the device, and then a micro USB charging cable. But all I have here to show you is the mod and the tank. Now, the Cerberus tank, I reviewed it, I think, 1 or 2 times. It's a popular sub-ohm tank by Geekvape. It's a 25mm diameter sub-ohm tank. 810 drip tip here at the top. It does not come with a 510 adapter, but you can use all your own standard 810 drip tips. We have the half-turn threadless top-filled design, meaning all you're going to do is just give it a half turn, remove the cap, and there's your 2 fill ports located at the top. Now you'll get a 4 ml standard glass tank and a 5.5 ml bubble glass tank inside of your retail packaging. We got 3 airflow holes here at the bottom. Of course, it is adjustable airflow control with the airflow control ring, which feels a little bit on the looser side, but I haven't really experienced any issues with that, with it moving on its own. Gold-plated pin there at the bottom. And the coils that I got in my package are actually rated a bit higher. They're rated up to around 80 watts, but the ones that you're going to get in your retail packaging, according to the Geekvape website, are the Super Mesh X1 coils that ohm out to a 0.2, and those are rated 30 to 45 watts. They do offer a variety of coils, but I think those are the ones they're going to include inside the box. So let's get to the meat and potatoes, the Aegis X. This bad boy right here measures in at 90 millimeters tall, 56 millimeters wide, 31 millimeters thick. It feels like the previous dual battery Aegis when it's in your hand, so it didn't get much larger. It's available in 8 different color options. This is the green one with the green frame, and the one that I've been using is actually the all black one there. But they do have quite a few to choose from. And it still has all the same features as the original. It's IP67 waterproof, it's shockproof, it's dustproof, but we now have this large screen here on the front that I think looks beautiful. Here at the top, we've got your standard 510 connection, gold-plated spring-loaded pin in the center. 25 millimeters will look perfect on top of here, maybe 26. Anything larger will get overhang. Also along the top is going to be your micro USB charging port and update port. You're going to get 2 amp charging over USB and firmware updates over USB. We have this little door. Once again, it is waterproof, so they kind of seal it off, and you'll see the micro USB port is seated way down inside of there. Along the side, we got your firing switch, kind of the same button from the previous one. Nice, clicky, responsive button. And then you got your wattage up and down buttons. And these feel real nice. Very solid. Got the Aegis logo there. And the beautiful 2.4-inch OLED color display on the front. This thing looks really, really good. Nice large font on the top and on the bottom. We'll dive through the menu system in a moment. On the bottom, we got your battery door. And the battery door on the Aegis is always a little tough because it's waterproof, so they got to make it pretty tight. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this lever, push it over. The door is spring-loaded, as you can see there. It's going to run on dual 18650s. I'm currently using the Sony VTC5A. And then when you go to close it, you just got to make sure you press very firmly on both sides. And if you do it, the door will automatically click, lock into place. No battery rattle. And this is a super solid device. You got the leather-like fiber right here. Leather-like material, not fiber. And we got a little bit of aluminum alloy. We got some zinc alloy. We got that rubberized kind of rubber coating of some sort. But it's just like the Aegis, kind of. But it has that beautiful screen on the front. And it's using a different chip. It's now using the A2 chipset, which I'm not really too familiar with. But yeah, let's have a look at the menu really quick, shall we? So the new Aegis X goes up to 200 watts with a voltage range of 0.1 all the way up to 12 volts. It has a temperature range of 200 up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and it will fire down to a 0.05 ohm coil. On the main screen, as you can see, we got all your information. Love the color, love the brightness, nice large font. We got the memory bank, the mode, the wattage. We got your resistance, your voltage, your amperage, your puff counter, Your battery indicators up here. Now to change between the modes, 3 clicks of your firing switch, 1, 2, 3, and you'll kind of see the M4 kind of highlight. And then what you're going to do, you have 5 memory banks in total. So select your memory bank. So we'll go to memory bank, I don't know, 3, and then hit the firing switch again. Currently in bypass mode, it works like an unregulated device. And then you can put it in VPC mode, which allows you to adjust the curve. You can go into power mode, and it got the boost right there, standard and powerful. You can go, oh, I think I waited too long. 1, 2, 3 again. Let's go down. There we go. VPC, power mode, and then you got TCR mode. You got temp mode for titanium, nickel, stainless steel, and then back to bypass. So if you go into temp mode, hit the firing switch again, it goes down here. It allows you to lock in your resistance, hit it again. You can adjust the wattage up to 200 watts in temp mode, hit it again, and then you can clear out your puff counter. And then pretty much all you're going to do is just wait a second or two. It's going to set into place, and then you can start vaping. Now to get into the menu, we have a few more options. What you're going to do is 1, 2, 3 again. When it highlights, hold down your wattage up and down buttons together. That'll get you inside the menu. And then you have auto, which I'm not sure exactly what this is. I think it auto detects the atomizer that you install and kind of recommends a wattage for you. I waited too long. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it is pretty quick. And then if we go down, we got theme. So you could change the theme on here, which is pretty neat. Got, I think, 3 in total. And my favorite happens to be that one right there. You could change the color of that theme. Got a few color options. Looks pretty awesome. Hit it again. We got your version number, the firmware, and then we have ABB, which I'm not exactly sure what that is because they don't state anywhere on the website or in the manual what it does, but it has something to do with the battery and something with balancing the battery. So, and then if you want to reset the device to factory default, just hit reset. To exit, you have to wait about 1 or 2 seconds, and then it should go back to the main screen. There we go. If you do wattage up or wattage down in the firing switch, it's actually going to adjust the brightness. I have it set to 100%, and it's nice and bright. And then to lock it, hold down your wattage up and down buttons together. All it's going to do is lock in the power, but you could still vape. And if you want to completely shut it off, 5 clicks as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's talk about the Aegis. Now, mine came, all the reviewers, I think, got their Aegis in a beautiful box like this like heavy-duty, I don't know, like Pelican-style marine grade case. And it would be really cool if they offered this as an option because this comes in handy for putting vape gear and stuff in there. And when I was shooting it up close, I opened it up one last time to look for a user manual, and lo and behold, it's there in the top with all the spare parts. So you guys won't get this case, but you will get all the spare parts, the O-rings, the glass tank, the 2 coil heads, the micro USB cable, all that jazz, if you purchase the kit. Now, the Cerberus tank, I reviewed it a few times. Awesome mesh sub-ohm tank. I think it's a great pairing with this device. Not a fan of the low-profile drip tip, but since it is a proper A10 connection, I can use any A10 drip tip I like. The easy half-turn top fill. You got 2 tank options, tons of airflow on this one. My only complaint is when I looked on the website to see what coil you get, they only include a coil that goes up to 45 watts. Now, this being a 200-watt device, I would expect something a little bit higher. The coils I got go up to 80 watts. So I'm thinking that maybe in the kit you're going to get 2 coils, one that goes up to 45 watts, one that goes up to 80. But they're claiming you get 2 coils that only go up to 45 watts. But regardless, there are a ton of coils out there you could purchase that actually go up quite high. So if you're a high wattage vapor, there are coil head options out there for you, but as it stands, the Cerberus tank, great mesh sub-ohm tank. Now the Aegis X, this is awesome. This is what I've been waiting for. I am a huge fan of the screen. Of course, with my eyesight being what it is, I love the large font. I love how bright it is. If it's too bright for you, of course, you could turn down the brightness, but it's got this really hard, thick plastic over the front of the screen. I've dropped it a few times. I've actually vaped in the rain a few times. It holds up really well. It's not delicate like a cell phone. You're not going to crack it or break it. It's just like all the other Aegis devices. It's waterproof, shockproof, dustproof. It just now has this nice, large, big screen, which is not a touchscreen. I know some people thought it might have been a touchscreen, but it is not a touchscreen. 510 connection is beautiful. 25 or 26 looks good on top. The micro USB port is tucked away very deep down inside this little silicone door, and the only issue with that is if you have a micro USB cable that you love to use, like for instance, I have one here at my desk that I use for everything, but the end of it is too fat and it doesn't fit down inside of there. So you're going to have to use the provided cable or have a really slim micro USB cable if you charge over USB, which I really don't recommend doing, but if you have to do it, you're going to have to use the provided cable. The buttons are nice and tight, very clicky. I had no problems there. The battery door takes getting used to because it is a super tight battery door. Keep in mind it's waterproof. There's a seal that goes around the door, and when you close it, you kind of got to use both fingers to really push it in deep, and then it'll click and lock into place. If you just try to close it like a regular device, it's not going to lock into place, so it's a pretty firm door, but this device feels great. I love the leather-like material. I love the rubberized coating on there, and if you're really hard on your devices, if you work a lot and you drop them, if you toss them out the window, I mean, this is the Aegis, and it'll hold up. It just got a nice big screen now, and it vapes really well. I've been using it with the tank, the Cerberus tank, and I've also been testing a lot of RDAs on top at around 90 to 100 watts, and this thing hits. The only complaint I really have is navigating the menu is a little tricky when you first get it. There's a lot of button presses and a lot of guesswork. This would really benefit from having a third button, like a menu button there in the middle. But aside from that, it's an awesome device. I think you guys will really love it. If you're a fan of the Aegis, you're definitely going to love it. Or if you just like really big screens, you're going to like it. Geekvape did a great job. And that's pretty much it, guys, for the Aegis X. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate the video, give it a thumbs down. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys build safe. And as always, vape on.